Anti-corruption demonstrators defied an indefinite curfew and clashed with police. It comes a day after 19 people died and at least 100 were injured trying to storm Parliament in protest of a social media ban. In his resignation letter to Nepal's president, 73-year-old Ollie said he has quit to, quote, facilitate the solution to the problem and to help resolve it politically in accordance with the constitution. An aide to the president told Reuters the resignation has been accepted and the process to find a new leader has begun. The unrest is the worst in decades in the poor Himalayan country, as protesters also set fire to other politicians' homes. Nepal has struggled with political instability and economic uncertainty since protests triggered the abolition of its monarchy in 2008. The army appealed on social media for people to exercise restraint. Organisers of the protests have called them demonstrations by Gen Z, driven by young people's widespread frustration over a perceived lack of action to tackle corruption and boost economic opportunities. Earlier on Tuesday, Ollie met all political parties to try curb the violence and find a solution, but anger continued as protesters gathered around the capital, Kathmandu, despite the curfew. Kathmandu Airport, Nepal's main international gateway, was closed because of poor visibility.
Corruption! We are fighting against corruption! This is the motto of our protest, fighting against corruption!
High-velocity water cannon and tear gas were the weapons of choice for police against what organisers have dubbed the Gen Z protests. So how did this all start? Young people have been taking to the streets to rally against a government social media ban that saw the likes of Insta, X and TikTok taken away. This came after a Nepo Kid campaign put the spotlight on the lavish lifestyles of the children of politicians. But the problems run deeper. Youth unemployment is high across Nepal, and claims of government corruption are rife.
All the Nepalese citizens are fed up of corruption. Every youth are going outside the country, so we want to protect our youth and make the country's economy better. For that, we need a new youth, new power, and new politicians who are well educated to move the country forward.
Under pressure, the government lifted the ban, and the Prime Minister has now resigned. They had said after an emergency meeting on Monday that they made decisions to address the demands of Gen Z. But the government had justified the ban by saying they wanted to tackle fake news, hate speech and online fraud, an argument young protesters just weren't buying.
Our demand and desire is for peace and to end corruption so that people can actually work and live back in the country. We will work to